Greetings, Mill Ponders. This is Mr. Slomsky with my December message about our key value, generosity. I got myself on a field trip today. I'm out and about, and I'm actually down here at the Westboro Food Pantry today, which is this door you see right behind me. And the reason I'm here is to both celebrate the generosity we already showed with the over 3,800 pounds of food and toiletries that we donated, and also doing that so that it may inspire us to show more generosity this month. We've got our toy drive starting up, and also each of us in our own lives can show generosity to our family and friends. So come on inside with me. We're going to talk to Mr. Kittredge and learn about our Westboro Food Pantry today. Okay, here I am with Phil Kittredge at the Food Pantry, and my question for Mr. Kittredge first is, how does a food pantry work? Can you tell us?
Well, the Westboro Food Pantry is run by a bunch of volunteers. A lot of people think we're part of the town because we're in a town building, but we're not. We're just a bunch of people from Westboro, started about 30 years ago, where we wanted to have an impact and provide food for families that just didn't quite have enough. So you have to live in Westboro to get food here. That's the key point. Every town has a food pantry, and most of these towns, they take care of their own residents, and that's just what we do. So it doesn't make any difference if you live in a house or live in an apartment, or even if you're homeless living in Westboro. We actually had a family that was living in a car. They were coming here. So as long as you're in Westboro, you can come here every week and you can get food.
Great. Can you tell us about the food you've gotten that's right around us right here, I see?
Well, as you can see, this is everything. One of the things that people don't realize that now most people in your school, they live in a house or an apartment and it has a full kitchen, has a stove and an oven. A lot of our people live in rooming houses and they don't have a stove or a kitchen. All they have is just a microwave. So I can't give them a package of hamburger because they have no way to cook it. But what they can use are these big hearty soups. And it's got chicken in it, and they can cook this up in their microwave. And these are very, very important. Beef stew, the Campbell Chunky soups, SpaghettiOs, canned pasta, anything that they can heat up in a microwave to give them a hot meal.
Great. So this is all the Mill Pond donated food right here. Look at this, everyone. These
Almost 3,800 pounds, I was told.
Okay. So you might see your own donations right here that made it in these boxes here to the food pantry. This is all Mill Pond donations right here. Where else do you get donations from, Mr. Kittredge?
We get donations from the Boy Scouts. They do an annual drive for us. We also have a drive done by the post office every spring. WASA, WASA, the Westboro Athletic and Social Association, also does a couple food drives for us over the course of the year. But I'm proud to say that the biggest contributor of food to the Westboro Food Pantry is the Westboro school systems.
All right.
And this drive today that came in actually last week, almost 4,000 pounds from Mill Pond School, is the biggest food drive that has come in from any of the schools yet. Spectacular job.
All right. Is there any last words you can tell us about the impact you see this having on the families and the adults that come in to the food pantry? Can you tell us about the difference it makes to them?
Well, a couple of things. Not everybody wakes up in the morning and has food in their house to have breakfast. And that's what the food pantry is here for. So when they come in, they wake up in the morning, we have eggs that we buy eggs every single week. So every family gets at least a dozen eggs every week. So they can make a scrambled egg or fried egg. We always have bread so they can have toast. We always have peanut butter. We always have jelly so they can have some sandwiches. It's important to realize that there are a lot of people that are food deficient. They have some money for food, and they have some food, they just don't have enough. The other thing that the food pantry does, our food pantry does, they don't all, but we supply personal products. And these are some of the personal products that came in your food drive. And people that have only so much money, and they can either buy shampoo or buy food for the children, they're going to buy the food. So this allows us to give them food and give them shampoo, deodorant, toothpaste, toothbrushes, shaving cream, razors. It lets them. It makes them feel better about themselves. They can groom themselves properly, and nobody likes to be looked at because they don't have the proper money to buy food and to buy personal products to keep themselves clean.
All right, Mr. Kittredge, can you give us a little tour of the food pantry here so we know what's going on here?
Sure. In here, you'll notice we have all of these boxes. They all have labels on them, and what happens is the food comes in and it gets sorted on these benches. And we do a couple of things when we check it. We check here to make sure that the food is within date. We don't want to be putting out old food or expired food. We also have to check to make sure that it's not a food that's involved in a recall. Recall is when there's something wrong with the food that was sold, so we need to check that. And we also check the cans. We want to make sure the cans are nice and round and they're not dented and they're not leaking. That's very important because the food we give out here, we want that to be the same food that you would buy in the grocery store. And in this room in here, we call this our pasta room. And anything to do with pasta is in this room. You see, everybody knows SpaghettiOs. Remember, I told these are important again for people that don't have a kitchen. But we have all our pasta sauce.
Sauce. I still remember getting sauce last week.
And then we have all the spaghetti and pasta here. And then this is everybody's favorite spot, the mac and cheese section. And again, we have to check, we have to be very careful of the dates. So you see all of these boxes have different dates. So depending on when the date of the food is, it goes in the right box. We just sort them.
Okay.
One of the other things that we do is we give out baby food. So this is a section where we have someone that's got a baby at home. They can come here and they can get some extra baby food.
They must appreciate that.
Well, every bit helps. And let's walk out back here. This is one of our volunteers. This is Janet. Hi, Janet.
Oh, we know her. That's Mrs. Golden.
Hello.
These are the boxes that are going to be given to the families on next week, Christmas week. These were all donated by families in Westboro. They purchased these at Stop and Shop, and they left them for us so we can give them out to all the different families in Westboro that need them.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Close over 300 boxes.
Wow. Now, Mr. Kittredge, when people come during the hours that you're open, can anybody come who needs food?
Anybody from Westboro can come here to get food. They do have to register.
Okay.
They always can come once, even if they're not registered, and we'll give them food and we'll give them the information they need so that they can come back the following week. So if any family that comes here will always get food, even if they don't live in Westboro. If they come here and they say they live in Hopkinton, we'll give them some food and we'll look up and give them the address of the food pantry in Hopkinton. We don't want anybody to leave here hungry.
Excellent. Well, I know that your time is something you're generous with, and you're giving me this time today. So I want to thank you for the Mill Pond students who are going to see this video for giving me your time today and explaining all this. And the difference you make here in Westboro is terrific. So thank you very much.
Well, thank you.
All right, so that's the Westboro Food Pantry. Hope you enjoyed that video and learned something about the great impact Mill Pond had this December. Huge impact, as Mr. Kittredge just told me. But let's not stop. We have our toy drive, and those toys are going to kids. So when you're bringing in toys as part of our toy drive, that is kids helping kids. What better way to show your generosity this December? Hope you have a great month of December.